Today we're going to be talking about how you can study for and get your ham radio license in less than a month, and some tips and tricks and hacks for that. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. A couple years ago I got my ham radio license, and every time we hear of natural disasters in the news, like the hurricanes we had just a little bit back, or wildfires, anything like that, ham radio seems to be thrust to the forefront in the prepper and rescue community as far as getting to people and helping them out and showing the practicality of ham radio and how it can be used to help people in those kinds of situations. When I got my license, a lot of people around me were also trying to study and get theirs, but most of them didn't quite get it. They didn't really put in the effort necessarily because they had other things going on, so they didn't really find ways that really worked for them to study. There's different apps and things you can use to take practice tests on, but not all of those are built the same. So today I thought we'd sit down and I'd share pretty much my almost foolproof way of studying for my ham radio test, and I was able to pass all the way up to the general level license with this. So I think this is useful for you guys if you're interested in getting your ham radio license. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright, so how I studied for my test, how I was able to study and pass it on the first time within a pretty short period of time, was through basically memorizing the stuff. You don't need to really have a lot of technical understanding of it to pass the basic test. You just need to know the question and the right answer. There's 412 questions that they can pull from, which means there's a lot of wrong answers considering it's all multiple choice, 4 answers per question. So what they have in the back of this book here, he tells a story through ham radio kind of in the front of the book, mixing in the material. But if you want to go to the back of the book, in this book it's page 99, he'll have all of the question pool and then the question, right answer, question, right answer. So you go through this book, you read and memorize the question and the correct answer. It's very simple. He's got the questions and answers in different fonts so you know which is which. Really simple, really easy to comprehend. Get that in your brain, read that over and over. You can get these books in paperback like I have here. You can also get them in Kindle Edition if you want that. I'll leave links for all that below. After you do that, what you want to do is create kind of a study plan. So each day, take about half an hour to an hour, read through the question and the right answer. Question, right answer for whatever section it is. Question, right answer, read it, memorize it. Get online, go to qrz.com/hamtest. I'll leave a link for this in the description below too. You create an account with your email and then you start taking practice tests. They have really good practice tests. So what I did was I would read and memorize question, correct answer, do that for about 10-15 minutes. Go ahead, hop on QRZ, log in, take a practice test. The more you do this, the more you'll get better at it because you're getting all the information memorized. Question, right answer, it cuts out all of the possibility for getting the wrong answer on the test. So read, memorize the correct answer, then go ahead, go take the practice test online. I recommend QRZ because their practice tests are pretty straightforward, pretty easy to understand. Some of the apps and stuff on the phones don't always work quite as well. So QRZ paired with the Easy Way handbooks, practice tests, question, right answer, memorize it. Get your stuff all going like that. Create yourself a study plan that works for you. And within about a month's time of 20-30 minutes a day of reading the question and the correct answer and taking a practice test, you should be well on your way to having everything you need for the actual test. So once you start getting pretty high scores on your practice tests and you are pretty confident in the information that you know, then you want to try and find someone who's doing one of the test sessions near you so you can take the actual test and get your license. To do this, the easiest way is go to the American Radio Relay League website, arrl.org, and you can go to the /find an amateur radio license exam session. I'll leave a link for this in the description below as well. Put your zip code in, and then it'll pop up the closest exams near you. A lot of local ham radio clubs and different things will offer these tests once every couple months or once a month depending on how much interest there is, so you should be able to find something near you or within a reasonable driving distance of you where you can go and take your test. This is the easiest way to study for, get the information, and actually learn and understand stuff about ham radio so you can get your test. Getting the question and the correct answer memorized paired with practice tests, start to absorb more of the information, and the book is a great resource as well because he's got other information in there as well. This method works really well for the technician class license as well as the general class. General class is a little bit harder than the technician, so you do want to spend a teeny bit more time working on that, but I was able to pass my technician class no problem. The general, I squeaked in and got it. So memorizing the information, taking the practice tests is really, really useful and helpful in order to get to the point where you can pass the test. Now, he also makes a book like this for the extra level, or which is the highest level of license you can get for ham radio. That one, it works to an extent. However, the extra class license test, you have to do some math and some different problems and things for the actual test. So it's a little bit harder to do the information this way. It's easier if you actually sit down, find a way that works for you for the extra class to learn that math and all the technical stuff that goes with that. But for the basic level as well as the general level, you have an easy time getting the information in this way, and it really makes sense and it makes it fun. I was able to pass both of my tests no problem, and it's really a great resource to have the information as well as having the license, because that enables you to jump in on different frequencies and things, and it allows you to communicate with people all around the world. And as we've seen in the recent natural disasters, ham radio can be a lifesaver. People going in there with their trucks and their radios, saving lives and getting people equipment and essential items that they need. So if you're interested in taking your ham radio test or getting your license, go ahead, check out all the links in the description below. I'll leave you links for the book as well as for the places where you can get the practice tests and the actual test scheduling. So there's also a ton of other useful videos on YouTube, depending on your learning style, that you can learn more about ham radio as well. So go ahead, search that stuff up, find what works for you. This is how I studied and passed my test really easy, and I can guarantee this method will work for you to some degree or another. So I definitely recommend you check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button 2024 style if you're into that sort of thing, and share this video with a friend. If you're new here, please consider clicking subscribe. We try and make a new video every week. As always, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next video.